Hi everyone, welcome back to the Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Red Sofa. So pleased to be joined once again by Gerardo de la Torre from Nissan, Regional Supply Chain Director, one of my favorite guests to have on the Red Sofa. Gerardo, you've joined us at the conference talking about priorities for the Mexican automotive supply chain to maintain competitiveness. Can you tell us a little about what your key priorities are, especially for Nissan here in the region?
Thank you, Christopher, for the invitation again. And of course, for us, one of the top key priorities now is our adjustment in the right sizing of our manufacturing capabilities. We are in a very important phase of execution of the global corporate plans that aims to remove some manufacturing site but concentrate our manufacturing capacities in one of our key locations. And with this, of course, one very key priority, because we are not downsizing the production volume that we need to deliver. We are just right-sizing the manufacturing capabilities, increasing the plant utilization ratio, generating a significant cost reduction, and more importantly, making sure that within these priorities we can reset the agile supply chains to enable all the coming of the part to these facilities, and then start with exports to many countries from where we have used to export here from Mexico.
Absolutely. Well, and as you said, it is a right sizing, but not a decrease in production. You're actually, I'm sure, aiming over time to increase it. This will naturally change the shape of some of your supply chain. You will, I'm sure, need to help some suppliers to localize and move closer to perhaps Aguascalientes in this case.
Yes, there is a lot of actions ongoing, from starting of the IT solutions to be developed to enable all of this new collaboration of additional new models in the factories that we have in Aguascalientes. Of course, there is a lot of key suppliers that will now have to redivert supply and collaborate with other flows. But yes, we also have key suppliers that are relocating and reshuffling their manufacturing capabilities closer to us. All of this, again, is part of the key priority within this year as part of the right sizing of our capacities, but then to give us more competitive and profitable sourcing to all our markets.
And in that change, or amongst those changes, what opportunities do you see for your logistics and suppliers to improve and to support you in this journey?
Well, there is a lot of great opportunities, and many studies are ongoing and other actions are already implemented. We have advanced together with our logistics team to expand in the logistics cross-collaboration with our tier ones, meaning we can together make more efficient the transportation from tier 3 to tier 2 or tier 2 to tier 1s. We have also significantly advanced on too many more efficiencies inside our factories with drop and hook, and too many more efficiencies on how can we somehow get advanced on the predictability of what's going on with some external factors. Of course, we cannot avoid those external factors to happen, but we are always trying to be more anticipated to what is going to create if, again, roads are blocked or ports are congested, trying to somehow anticipate the deliverables and supply in order to really be able to deliver on time. So far, it's a tough situation, but again, with multiple digital tools that we have created over the last 2-3 years, for giving us, based on all the supply footprint that we already have in full collaboration with our suppliers, and again, thanks to all our tier ones in the entire Americas, we have more than 96% of all our suppliers with information up to tier N levels, and this gives us a lot of additional intelligence to take very quick and educated decisions about how can we prevent, in this case of the example of the external factors. But of course, collaboration with suppliers has always been key, and we will continue to do our best to align. And again, thank you to all our suppliers.
And then that is an important point. We've been speaking about the tier N mapping, supply chain mapping with a number of other manufacturers as well. And you've made key progress there. Do you see that as also helping you perhaps in border operations? We see, in terms of compliance and other requirements that are coming in here.
Yes. Well, first of all, there has been a great synergies in between our customs and trade teams and our logistics supply chain purchasing groups, because now we have a common database, and this common database is giving us more opportunities to advance together with our suppliers. When tariffs came on board and we have to somehow find out clever ways to continue to comply, that we did. And again, thanks to everyone that has joined this great collaboration that enable us to qualify all our exports from Mexico to the USA. But then the question are about, with this new type of tariffs, example, steel and aluminum, what else can we do to assist suppliers for them to get out of the tariff? So there is a lot of cross-regional and cross-company collaboration with suppliers for them also to be able to mitigate, as example, tariffs, which is a very big question, but we are working on that.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, there are external factors. There's also government policies. If you were to look at areas you think the government in Mexico can help the industry, car makers like Nissan, to improve their competitiveness here, what would some examples be, or maybe one wish if you'd like?
Well, not wish, because it's necessary for everyone. So there are many examples. We need more infrastructure in the ports, and we need too much more efficiencies on the ports. We have a lot of waiting vessels time. We have a lot of congestions in the operating ports. So we all in the industry compete for the port flows and the speed on the ports operations. Definitively, as other countries are doing in really making a lot of new infrastructure and expansion and a lot of digital new effective solutions. I think that it's very important that we have those initiatives here in Mexico. Second one, of course, all the supplier panel that we have in Mexico, I believe is very competitive. But of course, when we have road disruptions or we have another type of issues as safety issues or risk of people to just go to the factories, those are really priorities that needs to be solved, must be solved immediately, because Mexico is losing competitiveness, and we don't want that to happen. We want all our suppliers together with us to continue to be more competitive and be able to compete globally, not locally, globally.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think that's a very important message. And so maybe the last question, what in 2026 can we work on together as an industry with your suppliers, your providers, to take the right step to be competitive?
I like that question because I have learned after a lot of evaluation we have done in the USA, in Mexico, in the Latin American countries with our colleagues in Japan. I think in Mexico we should explore for next year how can we as an industry develop digital solutions that fits for the need of everyone playing in the industry. Let me tell you that as example, Japan as an industry is developing tools for everyone. So that will become more efficient and more easy for suppliers to comply, but also for AEM to comply. It's not a one brand or other brand or other brand. The European community is also developing type of more industry-wide based solutions. I think here in Mexico, unfortunately, we may go solution A by company A, B, C, D. Why we don't go together and express and integrate all the solutions for us to become as an industry and to continue to be competitive?
It's a great
One example of many.
No, it's a great example. In a way, competitors need to work together to be more competitive as an industry, and I think it's a great message to send also with your suppliers. Gerardo, thank you so much for joining me here on the Red Sofa, and here in Mexico we will be hearing more from Gerardo and others here at the event on LinkedIn, and keep up with us. Thanks so much again for being with us.
Thank you very much.